Hello, I'm PS3 and this is Seeds Sunday, the weekly series I run on my channel. I show you Seeds Minecraft Console Edition, which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. Obviously, Minecraft Console Seeds are the most interesting to check out because they're so condensedly packed into such a small space, but the other which makes them really fascinating to check out, and that's what Seeds Sunday is all about. But the other downside to that is it means that sometimes you don't find everything you want inside a Minecraft Console Seed. So if you want to experiment with all of the woods, for instance, you might not be able to. If you want to see all of the different types of villages, you might not be able to. And if you want to find every type of structure, it can be a real struggle. That's why in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a seed which has every type of wood, in fact, very, very close to spawn, every type of wood, has every single type of village, all of the 4 different major, varieties you get, and also on top of that, it has every major structure you might want. Not all of them, but most of them. So it has the wooden mansion, it has a desert temple, it has a jungle temple, and it has a witch's hut, as well as the stronghold, abandoned mine shafts, all those sorts of good stuff. So basically, it has every, wood, every structure, every village, and I think you're all going to enjoy today's TU61/TU62 seed. Please do like if you do like it, because it helps out the channel and lets me know you do like these sorts of seeds and want to keep on seeing Seed Sunday every single week on your homepage. So with that said, let's get straight into talking about exactly what is going on with this seed, because it came in from Catherine Caramana on Twitter, in an email, because emails are a thing that exists still. But yeah, they sent me an email with this exact seed, so big thank you to her, I assume, for sending this in, because as you can see, if you type it in, you'll spawn, by the way, with classic size world and small biomes, you'll spawn on top of a tree somewhere in this forest over here. And like I said, the great thing about this spawn is it spawns you in a type of forest which blends into all the other types of forest very, very, very close by. So you can see how there's a swamp behind you, there's a birch forest over there, there's a roof forest over there, there's a spruce forest over there, and then not too far to the north there is a jungle, and there is an acacia/savanna biome, which is just nuts to find all the types of trees this close to spawn. Pretty much, 4 types of trees are surrounding this one village alone, which makes for a really, really beautiful scenery. Because again, you spawn in and you can immediately see the village, and you also can immediately see the blacksmith, because there's a lot of blacksmiths that come with all of these villages, and we'll get into each of those individually, because one of them has diamonds. Best type of stuff. But let's talk about this one first of all, because as you can see, this village right here comes with a lot of planters, comes with the church, comes with literally everything you could want. But then on top of that, it also has the nice, little benefit of, again, being surrounded by stuff, of having, the nice terrain, and having a few dying trees too, if you want some vines. So just all the good, all the goodness, all the good stuff. In case you're curious as to why she comes with this village chest, it's not the best one in the world, but it does give you some iron and some gold. So a little bit of a starter thing if you want to have a shovel or a sword, or, make yourself a gold, clock. I don't even know what you want to do with that, but you can do that if you really want to, and be prepared for the game. Then also, if you want to head anywhere out from here, you want to head to the north, because to the north there is actually the wooden mansion, the second village, as well as a jungle temple, depending on whether you go northeast, which is this way, or northwest, which is this way. So again, we'll go northwest because this brings you across this huge roof forest. Again, I find this to be like fascinating when there's literally like 1 or 2 ways out, so it's actually dark in there. But yeah, if we head to the northwest past this thing, you'll see this place right here. So as you can see, this is a spruce/tiger village, and it's rather interesting to check out because it is so multi-layered. Like, it goes up and down hills like this, and it does of course have its own blacksmith too. Like I said, always good to go to. So here's some armor and here's some apples, really useful for UHCs, which I know a lot of people like to do, especially lately, so that's a nice little benefit. And then also to the north of this, you can see how there is a wooden mansion found there too. This wooden mansion, I mean, I didn't take a genius to work out why wooden mansion's cool, but so I've been focusing a lot on them lately, so I won't go too much into depth on why this wooden mansion is so great. But what I will just say is it has the 2 things that you're going to want in pretty much any mansion. It has the key most important thing of having the just over here, I think it is. It has the key most important thing of having all of the rooms of looting. So here you can see we've got one of these tiny rooms where at the top of the room, okay, it's not this one, but there's actually there's a few loot chests found around here. There's also of course the huge diamond room, the one where it's surrounded by obsidian except one little bit, which happens to be it's just over here. I got the whole thing like done in reverse, but we had a cat room, which is beautiful. Everyone loves cats. Like, look at cats. Guess what? Seed has them. Giant cat just found in here. But just next to the cat room, just over here, if you dig through the wall, you'll find the obsidian room. If you can break just 2 bits of obsidian, you get 9 diamonds. So yeah, if you don't know about those yet, they're really crazy. They're one of the best things about wooden mansions, and it's found on this seed too. So yeah, if we head to the north from here, we'll find another village. It's one of the smaller villages you'll see in some time, but it does still manage to have another blacksmith chest. So guess what? More free loot easy. We got some saplings, we got some iron, we got some bread. I mean, realistically, a village this small, what treasures do you expect them to hold? But still, it's pretty fascinating this is found right here. And like I said, it's a Savanna Village, the 3rd type, already with a blacksmith chest, by the way, and also the well is just like dug into the hill in this very confusing way. If we head to the east from here, we'll find ourselves a couple of interesting things. First of all, it's a jungle. Everybody loves jungles. Find some parrots, find some ocelots, find some jungle tree, all the good stuff. But also, you'll find yourself a jungle temple in here. So here you can see, pretty much like at the border between this and the spruce forest, at these coordinates right here. Yeah, by the way, you can check coordinates for anything with the mini-map in my left hand. If you want to find this stuff for yourself, you'll find yourself a jungle temple. Jungle temples, 2 chances of loot. You know, I mean, you're not guaranteed to find something great, but here we did find a bunch of gold. And on the other side, if we dig through here, or through the other side, then we can find even more gold and apparently a saddle and iron ingots and some rotten flesh. So all the good stuff, plus some, you know, pistons. Yeah, it's just free stuff, so who's going to turn it down? Also, there's redstone, also it's fascinating to check out. And this is the jungle temple found just over here. So we head to the north from here, we'll find a ravine, which I found to be interesting because, again, I always love these sorts of things where, like, you go from being at 74 or 75 blocks up, you can jump straight down from here into, as you can see, a ravine. The ravine takes you down to like Y38. Then you can jump from there down into another ravine, which takes you all the way down to what, like 15 or something like that, or 12 as it turns out at the very bottom, which means you can literally go to diamond lair from the, you know, 75 blocks up. That's a 63 block gap, if I did my maths correctly, which is pretty crazy because it means you can mine straight for diamonds without any prerequisites. And also there's gold found around the place, and also just double ravines are interesting enough by themselves. I just think that's amazing, and it's found right over here. So if we head to the west some more, because again, you've seen 3 villages, I think, and a wooden mansion, but what else is, and also a desert temple, a jungle temple, sorry, what else is there to find? Well, as that, you know, slip I just made with my words, you know, indicates, there actually is a desert temple found here as well. So here is a desert temple found next to a pretty big desert village, so 4th type of village, 4th type of structure, pretty cool stuff already, and as you can see, this structure, it's not just any old structure because it's found right here in between the village, or basically next to the village, but not quite overwriting it, which I always like. And then it's also found next to a lava pool, which burns down all the trees next to it. But lava pools, so useful, again, especially for UHCs, especially for just trying to get to the nether fast. And it's also found next to this river here. So if you want to go to the nether really quickly, guess what? You can do that. Boom, easy tips of Toycat right there. And then heading to the north some more, we'll find another desert village, and this one has a blacksmith chest. So that's every type of village, by the way, that has its own blacksmith chest, which is a cool little, you know, find, I think. But as you can see, this blacksmith chest has diamond horse armor, it has regular armor for you and your horse, and then it has 4 diamonds just spread about there, like, yeah, no big deal, just some diamonds we've been stashing away. Pretty cool stuff. And also, by the way, it's a desert temple, which is mostly in a savanna biome, so get yourself some savanna trees, get yourself some desert temples, you know, like stuff, which is always interesting to check out. So now we have a couple of villages, which are mostly non-villages. Like, seriously, look at this village right here. You'll see how if you look at it really closely, it just kind of is like, wait, so there's a village well here in the center, and then, oh, there's just a village well and 2 houses. I don't know how a village ever appears like this, where it makes almost a perfect square. Seriously, like, all you have to do is place just a few more blocks along here, and suddenly you'd have a perfect square. In fact, right now, let's just show you how beautifully you could do that if you really wanted to. Literally with like this amount of effort, you can make a perfect square village, and now we've got our own little village square. I don't know why it spawned like this with only 2 villager houses, but it is a rarity, it is an oddity, and it is something rather cool to check out, because I feel like if you wanted to build a city, you know, based on the grid, and you wanted to have, you know, villagers populate that city, here is a really great place to start, because all you have to do is start building each direction, and suddenly you've got like a size of a city block which you can build in, which is kind of wonderful there. So yeah, as you can see, just a nice little village found just over here. I think it's always a wonderful little thing to check out. And also, if we head across to the south, then you'll find the other, you know, kind of weird non-village. I mean, it is a savanna village, and it does exist in some way, I do have to admit, but as you can see, it's just like, I mean, it's got a church, and it goes to the edge, and I mean, realistically, all the other villages probably fulfill your needs, but if you wanted to, you could link the 2 villages together, and that's something you might want to check out. So before we go, there's a couple of more things that I found while I was checking out the seed that I thought to be like really noteworthy, and if you do want to make the seed your long-term seed, which is kind of what I've been selling it as, right, then they're things you might want to check out. So first of all, there's the fact that just over here, we have a really near flat plains biome. So as you can see, you chop down this tree, you chop down that tree, you do a little bit of flattening, and then you've got a huge plains biome, as you can see right here, which is kind of nice. Everyone loves plains biomes, but it also has a ravine next to it, so I feel like the building possibilities there, I don't know what you necessarily want to use it for, but if you just cover this ravine up and use it as like a secret underhouse like thing, you can make it look like you did that in some way, maybe. Again, I don't know, it depends on what you think there, but yeah, we're gonna have to, one sec, a delivery is just coming. My apologies. It's funny actually, the delivery slot was like 1 PM to 2 PM, and it was literally like 1 PM exactly. And I've heard the reason for that. Just to give you a fun little aside, because maybe you like fun facts about deliveries while you watch your Seed Sundays. But the reason for that is because they literally cannot deliver before your slot, so they wait until like the time. Because they, you know, when it says 1 to 2 PM, he might be done at 12:30, but they'll be like, you know, we'll wait so we can do it in the slot. So boom, fun fact about hour-long delivery slots. Before we mention that, yeah, if you had a house on this plains, I feel like there's just some possibilities with this, with the huge crater hole here, like maybe, you know, theme that in some way. Again, I feel like there's just something here, I wanted to mention it, and maybe you're inspired, maybe you're not inspired in the slightest, and you're like, Toy Cat, you're crazy again. It's like you're talking about aliens one more time. But no, that's a thing that you might be feeling from that. And then also, by the way, you can see this mountain right here also has some weird stuff going on. But yeah, if we head to the west even more, you'll find yourself these strongholds. So the stronghold is found just over here. These coordinates, dig down right here, and you can, well, I mean, basically, you can find yourself in the stronghold. I mean, that's simple enough stuff, right? But if you dig down exactly here, at these exact coordinates, you'll find yourself with a stronghold chest, with more iron and another iron chest plate, in case you don't have one already, and you'll find yourself right at the stronghold. So this stronghold isn't too interesting in terms of, I've shown off some really crazy ones the past few weeks, but it does have one IFN written there, so it saves you 1/12 of the job. Isn't that lovely? So, yeah, flying up from here and going out this place, we head a little bit to the north. So I can show you the last thing that I thought was really great, because, by the way, here's the Wall of Mansion again. Look how majestic and wonderful and filled with loot it is. But if we head past this thing, oh look, fallen birch tree. Then we'll find ourselves in a savanna biome. There's lots of them, by the way. We'll find ourselves in this savanna biome, which is a savanna M biome. So, as you, oh, sorry, this place here is the savanna M biome, where as you can see, it's meant to generate way, way higher, but it has to kind of be compressed by the console generation limit. It's same on the bedrock, by the way, which means you get this really weird situation where, as you can see, it's a super, super high mountain, followed by a really low peak, followed by a high mountain, because the way the terrain generates and then it's compressed. It's a very weird thing, and it means that if you want to have like just a super high mountain peak that's also a savanna biome, then again, here is a good place for that. And look, we got 3 pigs with us too. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did like it, you can like the video, let me know, because it helps out the channel. Let's know you do like Seed Sunday. You can share it if you really liked it, and you can subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching this week's Seed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.